Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jonah with Discover, and I am very excited to have Ty Turner here today. Before we get started or go any further, if y'all can hop in the comments and just let us know if you can hear us, if you can see us all right. We want to make sure all of that is taken care of. Ty, if you can give everyone just a little hello so we can make sure the audio and video is working all right.
Perfect, perfect. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, as we're waiting, make sure that's all working. Feel free to call out where you're tuning in from. We love hearing that. Maybe where you found out about Ty or Discover, also something you're excited to learn. Feel free to share those things. Also, to set a couple expectations for today, if Ty is moving quickly or any of this cruises too fast or you have to get up from the computer, don't worry, there will be a replay emailed to you. It'll also be available here on the YouTube in about 24 hours or on the Discover page shortly after. Also, feel free to throw out questions while Ty is going. We're going to try and answer them during his presentation, but if not, we will have a formal Q&A before we wrap up today. So if we miss your question, please pop it back in the Q&A, or we'll try and go back and get it before then. Looks like we got people tuning in. We got from Brooklyn, from Austin, Texas. Looks like everyone can hear and see us all right. So I'm going to give just a little formal introduction. Like I mentioned, we have Ty Turner here, and he is going to be talking to us about if you own a camera and you're not making money, this is why. As someone who owns a camera and isn't making money with it, I'm very excited to hear this. A couple things that we can learn today: understand the business side of creating content and how to monetize your passion for photography. A little background on Ty. Ty Turner, the founder of Flash Film Academy and a U.S. Army veteran, has experience as a combat photographer and videographer creating content under the harshest conditions at the highest level of government. After his military career, he transitioned to corporate America, holding positions with companies like TGI Fridays, Texas Instruments, and Dell. Working with companies like Raising Cane's, Verizon, Toyota, PGA, Kia, Dr. Pepper, Walmart, Google, Samsung, and more. On the path to growing his company, he noticed that there was no blueprint or resources to building a content creation company. So he founded Flash Film Academy, an online training platform designed to help other content creators grow their business. Ty, without further ado, I don't want to take up all your time, so I'm going to hand it over to you. How you feeling?
Perfect, perfect. I'm good. That pretty much summed up like the first 30% of what I had listed. So I'm
Oh,
I'm, I'm good. I don't have to explain who I am. You guys know. You guys understand. No, like I said, I'm a former Army combat photographer that transitioned into the corporate world, and I decided I wanted to work for myself. After making companies literally millions from content, I was just like, man, how can I get a check from multiple places at once? And then I noticed that a lot of those that I know who were photographers or videographers were not looking to go after businesses. They were catering to just other people. And that area is not, it's hard making a living when your clients are people. It's easier making a living when your clients are businesses. But a lot of people just didn't know how to position themselves to do business with businesses.
Mhm.
They had a lot of excuses like, oh, they don't want to do business with me, or you know, they wouldn't hire me, or they're not answering their phone, or I can't get in front of people and things like that. So I was kind of, looking to understand, how do I build a company that go after big clients? Like, how do I build a company that only works with businesses? And I learned that nobody really wrote or taught anything because there weren't a lot of companies that were doing it successfully.
Mm.
So I started developing ways to do it as I grew my company. And the gist of it is a few things, and we're gonna go in more detail about it. But um, like, they teach a lot of old ideas when it comes to content creation, when it comes to the business side. Like, people are still telling you guys about the JC Penney portrait studio model. They're still telling people to charge clients based off camera kits. And a lot of people go into this idea thinking that I need to go after clients, I need to cold call clients, I need to email clients, when the truth is a little different. Think about the last time a plumber knocked on your door and asked you, are your pipes working? Think about the last time somebody like approached you and you were like, or you got a phone call, I don't care what it was, and they were like, "Hey, you need a new refrigerator?" No. The goal is to build something for a target audience that is where that target audience looks. And the overall goal when it comes to that is making sure that you provide a solution to that target audience's problem. So I want to break down a little bit deeper, going in that route and kind of build you up to fully understand why that process is important.
Cheers.
Um, and,
Ty,
and
I'm gonna get out of the way here and give you the screen, and I'll pop in if something comes up. But yeah,
okay,
cheers. Excited here.
okay. So my goal with Flash Film Academy again is to take you out of the old mindset, the old picture studio mindset, and really tell you to stop working with people completely. Stop working with people. Work with companies. Companies have bigger budgets. Companies understand the return on investment when they buy content from you, when they hire you to create content. People who want birthday parties, they don't understand the return on investment. So they don't value it like companies do. So now that I have you focused and understanding that you need to be trying to be a company that works with a business, you need to also look like a business because companies don't hire people. Companies do businesses with other companies. So I'm trying to take you from a C to C idea to a B2B idea and helping you build your brand to not only appeal to customers, but to make sure you actually solve their problems. And before a lot of people say, I don't really know if, I can do it. I don't really know if right now is the time. You have to understand that content is king right now, right? Content is king. We're consuming content at a growing rate, especially with the pandemic and people are at home, they're on their cell phones. um Businesses not only need content just for like commercials and magazines, but they need it for training, they need it for communication video, they need it for websites, they need it for social media, and they need it daily. On my YouTube channel, I joke a lot and I always say content is the new crack because people are so addicted to it. And just like the boom in the 80s, out of nowhere, it just took over. And if you look around your house right now, I guarantee you, you can probably count multiple screens, right? I always say a screen is like a crack pipe. Like everybody got one. You probably got a TV in front of you, a cell phone, a tablet, an Apple Watch. You probably have multiple screens in front of you. If you do, if you're sitting and you're watching and you have multiple screens, just post how many you have in the comments. Like if you got 3 or 4, I'd love to just see the number pop up. You'd be surprised at how many people count every monitor or everything that projects content in front of them. People are like 4 and 5. Like you're usually in front of something because people like content. They don't want to read text as much. They only want 140 characters. They don't want to read a lot. They want to watch it. They want to listen to it. They want to see it. So video, audio, pictures is the number one thing. I see people with 7. Carlos got 5 at once. That's crazy. Like you have a ton of screens. It used to be a time where families had one TV in the house and they would gather around a small 13-inch screen and be fully entertained. Now you got your kids, your babies got tablets. How many times have you handed a tablet to a baby and they're like, "Oh, they're good." Like if you take a road trip without a tablet, I feel sorry for you as a parent. I'm handing out tablets to everybody in the Tahoe. As soon as they get in, I'm like, here's one for you, here's one for you, here's one for you. Let's go. We as people, we're just addicted to content. So businesses need content. And like I said, it's not like it used to be where they would hire you to do, maybe if you're a big company, maybe a commercial a season. Businesses need to upload content every single day to multiple platforms in multiple formats. They need to update, they need testimonial videos, they need communication videos, they need training videos, not just for their staff, but for clients that are walking in and don't understand how to fill out paperwork. We do a lot of videos like that for dentists. So, what we teach over at Flash Film Academy is we teach you how to understand what their problems may be, how to identify their problems.
Ty, can I ask you a question there?
Sure.
Because I recently heard the argument that because there's more content and more saturated content, that it's worth less. And, rather than like you get these big contracts for
Yeah.
one giant, like giant trailer or something like that. I'm curious your opinion on that, because it's easy to get into that mindset if a company's trying to hire you to make a bunch of 30-second videos. How do you value that? What's the price value there?
That's correct. So to it's worth less compared to what? Compared to a Nike commercial for, a commercial for Nike that's playing on the Super Bowl? Absolutely. You probably won't get 500,000 to 2.5 million per client. But if you are a one-man band and you create a production company, you probably can get $50,000 worth of worth of sales from one company per year. How many of
Totally.
those companies do you need to stack up to have a good living?
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you get 4 of those clients a year, congratulations, you're working 30 hours a week, 20 hours a week, and your business is doing 200,000 a year.
Right.
And you get more of your time back, you get to do what you love, and you get to make a good living. So you can kind of say the value is less compared to what we were in the 80s and 90s. Maybe, but because technology has made our job a lot easier, and you can go in with one person and capture a legitimate testimonial or review or talking headshot. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with it being worth less than that because clients can hire me more. The,
Right.
the drop in the value of content didn't hurt sales. It just made it more affordable for everybody. So
Right.
mom and pop shops or tree removal companies can now look at the possibility of having consistent social media content
Right.
because they can afford 10, 8, 5,000 a month, where 20 years ago they had to spend 100. It was $120,000 investment in order to get a commercial that may show on local television. So times have changed in
Right.
a good way for content creators. Right now is the best time to be alive for it. If you got a camera, if you can record video, audio, or photography, or your editor or something that assists that, it's the best time to be alive. We're at the age where people are finally starting to accept that we want more content.
I appreciate that perspective a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't mean to throw you off there,
Oh,
but
no, that's perfect.
yeah. Yeah.
That's perfect. And
Sure.
and the thing about it is every business that has a toilet need content. Every business. So when you ride down the street and you're like, somebody's probably flushing the toilet there. Like if they need like lights, water, and they have a toilet, they need content. I don't
Right.
care what business you name. They can be trash removal, any business, any business. They can be dog walkers. They need video of it. They need pictures for their website.
Right.
You can't name a business that don't need content. Photographers need content, more content. There are people who just do photography who need video that's holding a camera that you can still sell your services to. So
Right.
everybody needs it. And guess what? You have the ability to create it. So you're sitting on a skill set that is very valuable if you know how to package it.
Right.
And a lot of times we have issues where you've been taught that gear matters so much. Gear, right? Well, great gear, you'll have a cinematic look and people will hire you because your videos look good, and stop it. That's great marketing from gear companies that are telling you that. Everybody is walking around with a 4K camera in their pocket. It's not about quality anymore.
Right.
Everybody got 4K 60 in their pocket. Whoop de
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
How can you use that to help a company make more money? If you don't know how, it's just a cell phone.
Right.
It's not of value. So um I want to kind of just talk about that for a minute, because I feel like it's pushed on content creators a lot. And a lot of content creators fall for the idea that gear will take them there, right? Because the gear companies do a great job at marketing. They put cameras in the hands of your favorite content creators, and you are led to believe that they create great content because of that gear. And it's just not true. There are Netflix series that are shot on iPhone 7s. iPhone 7s. There's a whole Netflix series, a show, not a movie, a show that's shot on an iPhone 7. Here you are saving up to get a red, to get a black magic, to get a whatever, And then you go cut on Netflix and this guy shot it all with an iPhone. So it's not about that. Um, the other things you're taught that means everything is image quality. Nope. Go look at NFL footage from 5 years ago. I bet your cell phone looks better than that. That's mind blowing. Go look at NFL footage from just 5 years ago. It was in 720p. I bet your cell phone looks better than it. They may have better lenses or have the ability to zoom in, but like image quality for image quality, your iPhone looks better than that. Another thing you've been told is portfolio websites work. They do not. Portfolio websites do not work. Portfolio websites are good if you are a freelancer looking to impress a project manager. They're not good for doing business because clients go there and say, okay, this is cute, but how does it help me? How does it help me solve my problems? We're going to talk about that. Another misconception that you're taught is that you have to go out and get clients. Go knock on doors and cold email. Stop for a minute. Think about the last time somebody ran up on you and sold you something you actually wanted. Think about the last time somebody just so happened to knock on your door when your oven broke to fix it. What did you do? You went and looked for them, right? So the goal is to build a brand and have it compete in places that clients go look, not go chase clients. So you want to make sure that you're working to build a brand that appeals to your target audience. I know some people say that it's looking blurry. Maybe it's let me make sure I'm loading everything right and everything's good on their end as my connection. Are you able to see me pretty good?
I'm able to see you all right. You can check those camera and mic settings at the bottom of the screen there, and change the definition if that helps at all.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go full. Let's do it. Boom. There we go. Perfect. That should
That's
come out.
looking a little
That
better. Yeah,
should
yeah,
be a
yeah.
little clearer.
Yeah, yeah. StreamYard will give us some trouble sometimes too, so it might be the connection. Yeah. It's,
No problem. No problem.
but to illustrate your point that the quality isn't the
Uh,
number one.
There's people like, hey, I'm just gonna listen, man. I just want to hear it.
Yeah, that's what's valuable.
That is true. See, Stream Deck even had me at 480. They know quality is not everything. I had to bump it up to 1080p. There we go.
Uh,
So now they know. Perfect, perfect. So people should be able to see me in a little bit higher quality.
it's a little better that yeah, it might round out here in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's looking much better. Cheers.
Perfect, perfect. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on is the idea that you're going to go get clients. Again, and it just don't work like that. Like other photographers tell you that you got to go knock on doors. You got to just think of things that you bought that you had that stopped you in the middle of doing whatever you were doing, and they convinced you to do it. You don't buy a lot of stuff like that. What companies do is they go wherever you look and then they compete in that space. And they're designed to appeal to you. We're gonna go into that. Um, and another thing I want to make sure I talk about is it doesn't really matter how good you are as a content creator, right? If you have the bare minimum, right? If you can properly expose skin tones, capture good audio, edit decently, and deliver a product, whether it's photography or video, that's all you need for corporate work. Personal, like music videos require you to be all like crazy and really good. Corporate videos are boring. They're talking head videos with B-roll. If you can do that, congratulations. You're good enough to do corporate videos. They don't want anything really crazy. You may be thinking about commercials. Yeah, commercials do. But if you're doing a communication video with a CEO that's talking to the camera, he don't want you to do all this moving. He don't want crazy lights. He don't want fireworks. He just want a clear image. So it doesn't take a lot of knowledge as far as being creative to create corporate level content. And I know they feed you a lot of tutorials on how to do this and how to do that. They're good, they're great, but they're not going to make you more money. They're not going to help your business grow. A lot of people, it's important that I explain to a lot of people that my business is 80% business, 20% content creation. Like 80% of me is trying to present my brand to companies who need my services to solve their problems. 20% is me showing up shooting it. Period. And if you understand that the business side is way more valuable and important than the creative side, then the business will start to grow. Don't get caught up in buying new gear. I guarantee you, if you got a camera that can shoot 1080p or greater, you're good enough. You may want to invest in lights, and you may want to invest in you know, audio equipment. So keep in mind also, companies pay way more than people. They have real budgets. People are trying to get the cheapest thing out of you, get the most work for the lowest price out of you. They're not looking at, you know, Susan that want you to come and film her birthday party. It's not looking at a return on this investment. Companies understand what the return is. That's how they generate their budget. Susie is just saying, what do I feel like spending? And could I get a lot for that? And if you say no, they don't care because everybody there has an iPhone. So they're not thinking about that. I want you to as you grow this company and as you learn about going into the industry, it's business over everything, right? Business over everything. You need to understand a few things. And these are the things we teach at Flash Film Academy. You need to focus on understanding how to create a brand that's designed to go after a specific audience, right? Niche is super important. Stop creating a company that does everything for everybody. It will be extremely hard to win. Remember, Coca-Cola started with just one drink. It was in one size. That was it. Period. They started in one place. McDonald's had one thing on the menu. All of these great companies that offer multiple things and multiple brands started with just one thing. They did one thing well. And it's easier and less expensive for you to market that one thing than it is for you to jump out and realize, to be competitive, I got to spend $2,000 a month to go under headshots, $2,000 a month to go under group or corporate event photography. Like, you don't have to jump out and do that. Focus on one thing and do that thing well. Stop doing everything. And of course, I teach you how to look at what you do well and your environment and build a company around it, right? Because I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think about it. Because you may be in an area and you may notice there's a lot of factories around me. I shoot training videos well, or I shoot talking head videos well, or I cover B-roll well. Maybe they could benefit from training videos instead of trying to come up with a niche that is, I'm in the middle of, let's say, Utah or Colorado, and I want to shoot surfing videos. That may not work out. But I want to teach you how to look at your environment to determine what people need. Because remember, you're no longer a photographer or a videographer. You're a content creator that's here to provide a cinematic solution. So you want to make sure that that's your mindset now. We want to solve businesses' problems using our content, using our camera. That makes us valuable. And I tell you guys, and I double down and triple down for you to understand what your niche is. Understand what your niche is, right? Because let me give you an example. I tell people, and throughout the course in the channel, I am helping you build, like I said, build the brand that appeal to a target audience that solves a problem. So let's say you want to go after dentists. Let's say, Ty, I want to create a video production company that helps dentists. Okay, help dentists do what? Help dentists create training videos. We want to help people in the front office or people who walk in fill out their paperwork better. It may not sound like something that's worth a $8,000 video to you, but if you ask a dentist who's saying, I'm spending $10,000 per month in labor having my dental assistants come to the front to help people fill out paperwork, that may be worth a $5,000 video. And let's say this dentist, let's say your company is Sprite Media, right? Your company is Sprite Media, and there's another company called Smile Studios. Let's say you're number 2 on Google and they're number 4. Which one do you think will appeal to that dentist? Let's say your colors is red and gold, and Smile Media colors is white and like sky blue. It's a high key color. Instantly, which one of those companies do you think will appeal to that dentist? He's going to go after Smile Media with brighter colors that are very similar to the field in which he works in. He can relate to that company. He thinks that company does nothing but create content for dentists, right? Those are things that when you create your brand, if you're not thinking about who you want to work for, what's your niche, you'll come up with a company name you like, you think is cool, and you don't understand why people aren't gravitating towards it. People are going to go, if they're a dentist and you're creating something to work with dentists, people are going to navigate to the Smile Studios. It looks like a company that works with a dentist. And I'm going to tell you what else is going to happen, right? Whenever your car breaks down, you got a few choices. Let's say you got a BMW. You can take it to the BMW dealership. You can take it to a mechanic that fixes every car, or you got your uncle that fixes cars in the backyard, right? You got one or three. Now, if I put those three in order, we all know that if I go to the BMW dealership, it's going to be fixed right the first time. It's going to be more expensive, but I'm gonna get guys who work with nothing but BMWs. When I run in, they're like, "Oh, we know what this is. We see it a lot." Now it's going to be more expensive. We got the mechanic that fixes everything. He's going to be a little less expensive than the BMW dealership. He fixes on all cars, so he's going to probably really have to look into seeing what this problem is because, he doesn't see it that often, but he can get it done. And then we got your uncle in the backyard who's like, "Look, just bring me a 6-pack of beer, $20. We're going to figure out what it is. We're going to spend all day." Now, depending on the type of client you are, that will determine which one you want to go to, right? If you want to get it done, you want to just pay the money, you're fine with it, you're going to go to the dealership. My goal is to help you create a company that is at that level. We want to attract people who have a problem, they want to get it solved, they want somebody who specializes in what I need done that's going to get it done. And I'm not going to say it doesn't matter what we spend, but businesses want results. So they're going to lean towards the specialists more than the other two. Consumers, you and I, who are looking at our wallet like, I don't know, we may go the other two routes. So the goal is to help you design a company that is attracting that level of clients. And it's not hard to do. It's just simply understanding that client, what their issues are, and making sure we provide a solution for their issue. We're not camera guys no more. We're not people that just show up and film. Directors make the most money. The project managers and producers make more than the camera guys. The camera guys' names is buried in the credits of every movie you see. The director name come up first. He's getting one of the biggest checks on the whole movie. So we want to get you out of being camera guy or camera girl and move you a little bit higher on the totem pole. We want to get you in a position where you have a company that provides solutions. That's what it's all about. It's not about crazy camera angles and being this great camera person. It's really about providing solutions to businesses. And we want to make sure you understand how to do that. Another thing is we kind of, to do that, we got to teach you how to understand who your target audience is and then how to build something for them, right? We can't build something for everybody. We got to build something for your target audience. So depending on whatever your niche is, and I tell you to pick a niche, I'm gonna tell you another reason why I tell you to pick a niche, right? That you love, because you can talk about it. You're passionate about it. If your niche is, and it can be anything, I'm not making this up. I know a photographer that does dog maternity shoots. They make a really good living. They make a 6-figure living doing dog maternity shoots. I'm not making this up. Like I gotta find a way. I'll post some pictures or something, but they understand that because there isn't a lot of people who specialize in that, they can charge whatever they want to charge. So the goal is to help you create a brand that's very niche, not weirdly niche. It can be something like doctor's offices. We help doctor's offices create recruiting videos, something that's very specific. And then we're going to go after doctor's offices. Our colors match what they like. Our logo match what they like. Our website appeals to them. Our workflow appeal to them. So when they do call another video company, and a video company is halfway not on par with what their lifestyle, their world, you can walk in knowing the language, the keywords. You know how to talk to nothing but doctors because this is all you do, and you're way more appealing than the other company at a much higher price. So on the website and in our course, we got the Creative Master course, which I'll post a picture of. We teach a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that we have in the course, we talk about beta clients, right? Why are beta clients important? Beta clients are super important because once you decide you want to go in the niche, I tell you to go out and work with a client for free. Why? Because you're going to do it to build your portfolio. That's not beneficial to us.
Ty,
Yeah.
just for those who may not know, can you define a beta client?
Yes, perfect. So a beta client is something we teach at Flash Film Academy. A beta client is a client that you work with in order to develop your product, right? And I'm gonna tell you why this is important. I don't want you to think you know what dentists want. Don't think you can go in and pitch them something you think they want because you don't live in their world. You don't go through what they go through. And I'll give you an example. I had a student that was trying to work with, he was in a tourist town, Galveston, and he was trying to work with restaurants. He's like, I can bring customers in, we can create a video and I can bring all these clients in. And he kept saying, no, no, no. And the reason he was like, why not? He said, because I don't have a problem bringing in clients. I'm having a problem keeping employees. And that he never asked him, how can I help you? You can help me by creating a better recruiting video. I don't have a problem. So don't assume you know what your target audience want. By having a beta client, and you go to this beta client and we give you a script and everything, what you're using that beta client for, you're looking to build a relationship and say, hey, my name is Ty. I just started a production company. We're working with dentists, and I'm trying to understand how can content help you? What are some of the things that you need help with, right? Whatever they tell you is your new product. If a dentist say, we're having a hard time getting people to, I'm gonna go back and say, fill out the paperwork. Or no, you know what? I'll give you a new example. We're having a hard time with people who are coming in getting root canals. They're not doing the proper things the day before to prepare for it. They're eating, they're doing this, they're drinking that. Now I know that creating a video, or if I'm a photographer, an infographic, some photography, to help this dentist with this problem is valuable to him. He's willing to pay for it. Now, I'm not going to charge him for it because he's going to help me perfect it so I can sell it to the other dentists. In fact, I'm going to get 3 beta clients. And I try to get them that's a really good dentist, an okay dentist, and a dentist that's struggling. And I compare the information between the 3. Now, mind you, it's the same idea as people going into a dentist office saying, hey, can I shoot in here and build my portfolio? The difference is I'm developing a product that will work. Because 3 different dentists will say, yeah, I'll pay for that. That's worth it. Definitely. I'm having that problem. And I can even ask the dentist, what is the value of this to you? What are you willing to pay for this? That way I'm not asking new dentists, what are your budget? And they're like, what? I understand what 3 different dentists in my area, I can get their information on what their total marketing budget is or how valuable that. It may not be as valuable. I may say, okay, what else is more valuable to that? But by understanding that, I now have a product that I can walk into any dentist in my area. I know they're having this issue. I know this will appeal to them. I know it's priced right. And because I've perfected it with the other 3 guys, it's drag and drop for me. I know first shot talking head, next shot B-roll, next shot talking head, wide shot of the exterior, fade to graphics. In my head, it's simple, easy, quick. And guess what? If that dentist say this is worth $2,000-3,000, it's $2,000-3,000 a pop per dentist. Go look up how many dentists you have in your area.
You're blowing my mind here, Ty. But just to clarify here, because starting in my own business and helping others start theirs, I've always told people not to do free work.
Mhm.
But you're not talking necessarily free work. You're saying there may not be a money exchange, but this is a clear, defined relationship between these clients and you, that they are helping you create your ideal product, right?
Correct. I'm doing this totally for free. I don't want money to get in the way of the information you provide me.
Right. But
'Cause
they
the
know they're responsible with helping you create
Correct,
this product, right?
correct.
That is so cool.
They're
Love that.
responsible with allowing me to have access of stats. I wanna see where people stop watching this video. I wanna
Mm,
see what it's done for you. Because I'm gonna get 2 things from this. I'm gonna get a better product, and I'm gonna get a case study that I can go show the next guy. We took this
right.
dentist from A to Z. In fact, we've taken 3 dentists from A to Z. How can you say no to that? Now I have a product that is my ability to create content. I made a product out of this service that is valuable. So even in the course, let's talk about pricing, right? Let's talk about pricing
Yeah.
because my pricing structure is not like the average pricing structure. I don't teach packages and kits and all of that. I stay away from that. Your client don't know the difference. Your client don't care about a different camera package. They just don't care, right? I have what's called a structure-based pricing. It has a base price, then it has an hourly rate that adds on to that. And then we have what's called upsells, right? I'm gonna tell you where I'm gonna give you an example of where you can go to see this in action. If you go to the Apple website, I, I don't care how much money you got, right? They have something for you from $400 to 50,000. They're not Apple will never ask you, "What's your budget?"
Right.
They'll allow you to start somewhere on their scale,
Right.
and then you will upsell yourself until you get to your budget. You're like, "Oh, I need 16 gigs of RAM. I guess I need a better graphic." You'll overspend your budget.
They've gotten cruel about that too now, where they're like, "You can't upgrade in the future." So
Right. So I teach you how to base your pricing where you have
Ah,
a base price. You got a lot of talking, you got talking heads. Oh, you want to add a teleprompter? Click here.
mm,
You need hair and makeup? We got that. Click here. Everything you want to add, you want a drone shot of the click here. So I teach pricing like that. So when I send a proposal out, I've talked to them, I know what their base is. I let the client click all the boxes. I may send out a $3,000 proposal and get back a $10,000 proposal.
so your initial like proposal or estimate will have like upgrade pricing on it
Yep,
available for them to
yep,
click?
exactly.
That is so clean.
And I'm gonna tell you why that helps also, because let's say, and you've done this on the Apple website. Let's say you don't have the budget to get the top thing. In your mind, you know what it costs. So next project, they may come back and say, "Hey, we're not going without hair and makeup ever again. We didn't first time working with you. We didn't ask for enough budget or we didn't save enough, but we know what it costs now, and we're not doing this without hair and makeup again. So we're going to automatically click that box.
Right.
We struggled last time. We got to get the teleprompter. Hey, we want to get way more dynamic B-roll. And think about features. Think about the features, right? You want to sell what the client gets out of it. Like when you go buy a car, they don't very rarely, unless you're a tech guy, are they gonna say the seats come with coil interlace wrapped? No, no, no. They got seat warmers in it. Like in the wintertime, your butt's not cold. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that it's dual coil overlayer with the such and such and it's wrapped in the magnet. I don't care what you call it. Tell me
Yeah.
what's the benefit. So on my proposal, and I teach you guys how to write these proposals, I even give examples. I sell benefits. Hey, we offer a teleprompter so you can read the script while looking into the camera. If you're not natural on camera and you haven't been doing it a lot, this will help you read your script and it looks natural. Often we don't suggest that you look away from the camera. It looks way more professional, yada yada yada. Boom.
So
They're
so
gonna check their box.
that's what you're saying really when you're not selling excuse me, like gear packages and stuff. You're not trying to just blind the client with a bunch of list of equipment. You're telling them what they will get and then it's up to you to bring whatever you need to make that happen.
Correct. And I use a base camera. Like unless we have shot for other production companies that's saying, hey, we're shooting a commercial for Ford here and this has happened. Hey, we need a red. Cool. Click that box so we can go and get the red. We'll rent it. But that's my proposals when working with other production companies. They're
Mm,
usually when someone wants to match footage, they'll ask you to, for a camera.
right.
The average Joe don't care. The
Right.
average company, the average dentist, the average company, they just don't care. They're just like, whatever. We're getting it in 4K, cool. And then you tell them, how many times clients have paid me for 4K, and they're like, could you shrink this to like 720 or something so I can, because it's taking forever to load on my website.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
fine. Let me give you another example of upsells, right? You want a version for Instagram? Check here. You want a version for Snapchat? Check here. You want a version for Facebook? Check here. You want a version for YouTube? Check here. You want a thumbnail? Check here. You want a description written? Check here. There's plenty of ways you can add upsells to your proposal. So clients will, I don't have to ask you what your budget is. I'm gonna give you as many ways as possible to use your complete budget. Just like
Right.
a car dealership do. They have a base model and you can build it up to the LX or LT or LTZ, whatever you want. They have something for you. Because think about it. When was the last time somebody said, hey, how much money you got to spend with me today? And
Right.
then I'll tell you what you get.
And yeah, and then I answer honestly, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How much money
Yeah.
did you bring? What if you walked
Yeah.
in the store and it was like, how much money you bring?
I'm not telling you.
Right. Does it make the conversation better? You like,
No.
right.
No.
That's literally how
Yeah.
clients feel when you ask for budget. People think like, people like when you ask. No, that's how clients feel when you ask for budget. They're like,
Mm,
how much money did you bring so I can inflate my prices to match that? I want to make sure you leave here with nothing. Like, I want to make sure that you blow every dollar that you brought in the building today. That's just
yeah.
no company, like, no, there aren't companies that are surviving that's doing that. What they are doing is when you get ready to check out, they're putting everything you may want at eye level. You ever wonder why your kid's getting in all the bubble gum at Walmart? Like, why they put it on the ground so your kid can get it? It's designed that way. Everything is designed. All the stuff you see coming in, like, dang, it's 4th of July coming up. They got all the charcoal and grills up front. Your proposal should do your clients the same way. As they go through your proposal, they should be like, I need that. I need this. I need that. Your proposal should do the same thing Target do to you when you go in there to get one thing. You never leave with that one thing. If your proposal is designed right, they should be standing at the checkout line like, yeah, I know. I came in here to get, I know, but I need all of this. Your
I,
proposal should work that way.
I'm laughing, but but it's so smart because the amount of times I've had that budget conversation. And you have to because you feel terrible if you give them a quote and they're like, "Oh yeah, no problem." You're like, "Oh, what did I just do? I
Yeah.
could have asked for more."
Yeah.
But you hand it, you put it in their hands to add what they okay.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't, I tell people all the time, you can't recover from being the cheap guy. You
Nope.
can't go back like,
It's too late.
oh,
Nope.
we forgot to add a zero. No, it's
Yeah.
not happening. It's
Well,
not
and
happening.
and years later, I've had clients years later reach out and I cost more now, which is good,
Mhm.
but they want to know why.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation I don't ever want to have with anyone because it's none of their business really why I cost more.
It
It
is
should be focused on what they want and how I can provide it. I
right.
just love yeah.
And if you know who your target audience is, if you know, if you go to a car, when you go to get your oil change, right? You are a target audience. You are a person in need of maintenance on your car. They don't offer you stuff they're not offering you cotton candy. They're offering you transmission flushes. We can top off. They have a set of things based on what you. I'm gonna give you an example. If you ever got oil and you got the cheapest oil compared to going with synthetic, the things that they offer you go up, up the scale. If you get synthetic, we know that you care about your car, or you have a high-end or performance-based car that requires synthetic. So we're not going to offer you our penny candy. We're going to offer you something really nice because you spend more for your car. So we know to offer you from this list over here. Hey, we think you need to change your air cabin filter and your air, like they know what to offer you based on who you are.
Right.
Your proposal should work the same way. And it's not
Uh,
hard to do. I mean, come on. Like, I'm giving you an example. Headshots. We do corporate headshots. We do regular basic headshots, and we do executive level headshots where we do a shallow background and we allow you to lean into the camera. You know why we do that? Because we want executives to feel welcoming. We have do you guys have an open door policy? You do. So your headshots should be a little more welcoming if you have an open door policy.
Uh,
If you don't have an open door policy, then just lean back. But you know what else we offer as upsell? Skin smoothing, teeth cleaning, right?
mm.
Different color backdrops, multiple outfits, multiple angles. And then we have different size formats. Those are 4 different upsells just off the top of my head for headshots
And
that clients can get.
so how often are you I just want to be clear about this. Like this upsell process, is this a conversation with the client or it is just the way you've built your acquisition platform? Like are you telling them these things or are they reading it and clicking on it?
Okay, so both.
Okay.
These things are clickable items in our proposal.
Mm-hmm.
The way my proposal is set up, when I speak to you, I'm setting a time and date for us to go over that proposal.
Gotcha.
And I'm usually I'm sending it to you some time before I call you
Right.
because I use a service that allow me to see what they're looking at. So I know
Oh.
what my client is looking at. I know if they're stuck on the page about the contract, then we may have a legal issue, especially when I'm dealing with companies that's like, we got to run this by legal. So if you're stuck on the budget issue, it may be a budget issue. But as I'm walking through it, a client can click yes and say, yeah, we want that, or no. They can click it and add it, just like with Apple. You can click and say more RAM, let's add the case. I want to get Final Cut Pro, everything. So as I'm walking, and the price is calculated right there. They know exactly, where the price is. So as I'm walking them through it, I'm just explaining. They have a question. So tell me about the executive headshots, because I usually put an example so you can see it, and then some information about it. Just like when you go buy a car
Mm-hmm.
and you go build a car on your favorite website. When you click something and they're like, the sport package comes with X, Y, and Z, then you have an explanation. Now I'm gonna give you another kicker. We're gonna add another layer to this.
Okay.
If I'm working with a client that may need consistent content, let's say we're doing a YouTube channel for clients, which we do a lot of these days because that's your number 1 search engine, your number 2 search engine right now. And you should be pitching YouTube to your client for 2 reasons. One is it creates a monthly client for you. 2, it's a lot easier to rank a video than it is a website. I'll give you a bonus. 3, Google would rather send you from its website to its other website so it can make double advertising dollar on you, rather than send you to your website, which it can't make any advertising money off of it. So if you got a video, they'd much rather send you to Google. So I tell my clients, they much rather send you to YouTube. I'm sorry. So I
Right.
tell my clients, you need a YouTube channel. We need to post to this all the time. I don't care if it's a 60-second video. So if you got clients that are trying to post for social media, and you can look at it and say, well, you guys, you're talking about 12, 13 videos. Let's do a subscription plan. And let's create a package within that subscription plan and offer you guys a discount if you sign to do 6 months with us, to do a year with us. And often that's what we usually do. And now I have a client for the rest of the year. I don't have to kill myself hoping I'm bringing in 12 clients to eat this week. I have a client pretty much for life. Let me give you an example. Podcasts are huge right now. I work with dentists that create 60-second podcasts. We spend 2 weeks recording 52 60-second podcasts, and now they have a podcast that launch every week of the year.
For the whole year.
For
Yeah.
the whole year. They are now the authority in dentistry, and podcasts reach just a higher end market than other formats. Usually the average household income for people who listen to podcasts is over $60,000 a year. Like little things like that. If you know that, it's easier to pitch a podcast. And then we're creating art for that podcast. We're doing so much for that podcast, and that's a whole nother chunk of content. Now, what I have been doing is shooting 60-second videos for clients, taking that audio, making a podcast out of that, taking that 60-second video, putting it on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere.
Upsell, upsell,
Upsell,
upsell.
upsell, upsell for the year.
I'm realizing I'm giving stuff away in my business, man.
I think a lot. The thing is, like, we've been like, there's no, even the books I read on filmmaking, filmmakers are different than content creators. Let me
Mhm,
put that divide
mhm,
there. I
mhm.
love to shoot film. It's just a different ball game than content creation. We live in a world that needs content creators, filmmakers too, but a lot of people get caught up in being a filmmaker. It's all about the art, and yeah, that's cool. You go put out your film, hope it do well. I understand that these companies over here need content. I'm gonna go and let them swipe their card or write me a check, and I'm gonna create all the content for them so that I can grow my business. And
Mhm.
then when it's to the point where it is now I can take that money and go invest in my film.
Right.
That's what I can do. And you just have to understand what businesses need. And we live in a world where content is king. Content is the new crack. I'm sorry, it sounds bad, but it's
I
absolutely
like
true. It's absolutely true. Like I have kids that are like they don't care about TV. It's all about YouTube. They don't like we used to like have Saturday morning cartoons. That was it. Like, but I have kids that are like, yo, YouTube, YouTube. Like they fall asleep to YouTube. Like everything is YouTube. My kids love me because I'm on YouTube. That's it.
right.
It's not about me providing meals or nothing. My son runs in the room like, how many subscribers you got, Dad? I'm like, man, get out of here. So we just live in that world. And
Yeah,
and if you are a content creator and you're not looking at B2B, you're missing a lot of money. There's no way you're missing a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. Consistent money. People who happily write checks and get out of the way. Here you go. Do what you do, buddy. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't take pictures of people anymore outside of like corporate headshots. I don't Everything I do is based around a product, a service, or something for my target audience. And I try to teach that to other people and just change how they think about content creation and your ability to sell what you do. I know people that are doing $300 music videos and they're killing themselves. They're doing 3 scenes and gimbals and we got to light it and then they got to edit it. It takes 2 weeks to edit I'm shooting boring people talking at their desk. We're doing a panning shot of the lobby, a panning shot of a product, a shot of the building. We're putting it together. It's a $10,000 check and I'm home sleeping in or I am at school with my kids having lunch or just enjoying my life, my freedom.
right.
So it's just about getting people to understand that as a content creator, the sky, like right now is the time. The sky is the limit. And let me just more upsells. Let's go pre-production, script writing, location scouting,
All of
um,
these things, right.
all of these
Well,
things.
and you can contract those things out as
Absolutely.
well if you're doing those right?
So the course, I teach you how to
Uh,
outsource all of that, how to
okay,
outsource all of the script writing,
okay.
how to even outsource the editing because editing is a base price,
Right,
right? And then you have upsells on that, graphic intro, music, lower thirds, like it's upsells on everything. So it's so many ways, post production, right? After that, are we hashtagging? We look at keyword research, thumbnails, uploading. Those are all upsells that you should be like, okay, I want this, I want that. I can do it for the price you have, but at that price, we're going to film it and we're going to hand it to you.
right.
But we can do so much more if you allow us to do that. So, those are things to think about as you go into this industry. And I mean, it's a lot of things you can do to help um, just grow your business. A lot of times people just don't understand the importance of learning the business. And there's what I call an apple pie theory, right? An apple pie theory is if you eat an apple pie every day of your life, it don't matter how many you eat, you still don't know how it's made. You can't determine the temperature the oven's on. You don't know how many apples. Like I didn't know vanilla was they pour vanilla extract and I didn't know that. I've been eating them for years. And my grandma, I'm like, what is that stuff you pouring in it, grandma?
Oh,
So the business side is important. And I'm gonna give you a company that is excellent at the business side, right? And this is a question I ask everybody. Name a burger that's worse than McDonald's. Name a burger that is worse than McDonald's. It's difficult. Name somebody who sells more burgers than McDonald's. You can't.
Can't.
You can't, because McDonald's understand you really don't care about the burger. You care about the price, you care
Right.
about the convenience, and you care about the consistency of it
Right.
more than you care about the taste of the burger. Those are three things, and the average person will be like, I never thought about that. I really like good burgers. No, you don't.
I couldn't think of a worse burger.
There isn't a worse burger, but nobody's
Wow.
selling more. You got a mom and
Right.
pop shop with a juicy Hawaiian burger with a pineapple on it. That's like, and people are driving past that, going to get a burger that's like, I know it's bad, but it's cheap. It's
Right.
consistent. It's available. That goes to show you how big the business. Like McDonald's understands the business. They get it. They don't compete with taste and all that stuff. They
Right.
got a formula. It's their burger is good enough.
Right.
It's good enough. They understand the business side. With content creation, you gotta get away from the artsy, pretty. It looks so, oh my God, it's get away from the artsy. I know a lot of beautifully gifted, great broke photographers, broke videographers. I know a bunch of them. They can outshoot me and like, wow, we just stand there and look at it. I'm leaning on my car. I'm like, wow, that's nice. They're sitting on their bicycle, like, this is great. I'm like, okay, well, the bus will be here in a minute. I'm going, you know what I mean? But they're not thinking of the business side
Right.
of it. And you're holding on to gold right now. And it's just a shiny rock to you. Like, you just don't understand, you know what I mean? The business side of what you
Yep.
possess as a content creator, your ability to tell stories, your ability to capture things. And then this is another thing, a whole nother area people forget about, right? They don't think about the longevity. They don't think about the lifetime value of this skill set. They think about today, right? I guarantee you this, every Christmas, when you turn on ABC, you're going to see 1942 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on your screen every year. Somebody somewhere is cashing a check to something their granddad did in 1942. And he only did it once.
Yep.
Every year,
Yep.
you're going to see The Wizard of Oz. We watch it like it's brand new every time. We know this story, but somebody somewhere is getting a check for The Wizard of Oz every year. If you're creating content and you're not working with businesses and you don't understand the importance of licensing content so that you can get a check, I don't care what it is, every year, you're missing a whole lot of money. You're
Yeah.
missing the equity of your content. Your content has
Mm.
equity. Just like your house has equity, your content has equity. You should be passing that on to somebody. Somebody should be inheriting the equity of your content. That's another area that people just don't think about. They just hand off their stuff and like, see you later. All right, Samsung, go make $1 billion off my picture.
Right.
I'm gonna go back eating my ramen noodles. No, don't do that. Thanks, Judy. I appreciate it. She said you're great.
Yeah. Uh,
So, you know,
Ty, real quick, just to be cognizant of time here, I know I've hopped in a bunch. I want to make sure if you got through like what you wanted to today, but also make sure we have a little time for questions. Did you have anything else you wanted to catch before we kind of open it up to Q&A a little bit?
if you want to learn more, I got a YouTube channel, Flash Film Academy,
Mhm.
or flashfilmacademy.com. It's where we go live twice a week. We have conversations just like this, but we talk about a whole lot of stuff from the family side, what's going to happen to the circle around you as
Yep.
things grow, because things are going to grow. We talk about everything. The thing I want to talk about today is for those who are looking to get started to really understand it and do it, we offer a course over at Flash Film Academy. And it's the course right there. It's listed right there. And that course is designed to teach you from, do I even want to do this? Am I a freelancer? Am I a business owner? What's the difference? All the way out to building your brand that is designed to go after your target audience, showing you how to develop a product, showing you how to price it, showing you why uniform is important, showing you how to get an LLC, the legal side, the tax side, everything is there.
And are you, just to set expectations with that, are you teaching people how to film, or this is about the business of being a content creator?
100% business.
Gotcha. I
This
love
is
that. Yep.
100% business. There's a million tutorials on YouTube to teach you how to take better shots, to teach you how
Yep.
to Photoshop out people in the background. This here is designed to show you how to monetize that. Period. I you know, if you have the skill set, this is the most important part. People think it's gear. I can outshoot a lot of people with an iPhone. There's plenty of times I upload stuff and they're like, "Man, that new Sony you got is excellent. I shot this on an iPhone. I just
Right.
know how to shoot it." But you know, the thing is understanding the business side.
Right.
How to get, because a lot of people think you go after clients. You don't.
Right.
If you wanted to, nobody's gonna knock on your door tonight and be like, "You want a pizza with anchovies and this is what you want?" No, you look somewhere, right?
Right.
Wherever you look is where pizza companies need to be. They need
Mm.
to be there and they need to fight for position there. And once you get to their website, they need to promise you, they need to tell you, show you proof that we can solve your problem. We can get a pizza that's affordable, hot, delicious to your doorstep in this amount of time. We need to prove that to you. And then you say, okay, let's do business. I'm gonna teach you how to do that with your company.
And so a couple like practical questions
Yeah,
to assume there's lifetime access with something like this.
correct.
Is there
Right.
like a community or any sort of access to like you or out inside of that course as well?
So inside of the course, yes, we have like different comment sections that we go back and forth and talk. We also have a community, which is community.flashfilmacademy.com, where we talk plenty of people like yourself. And I mean, there's sections where they're like, hey, here's a list of upsells that I think are great. What do you guys think? You can add this. You can. So we have a community where
Cool.
we tons of people come and we just talk about things like this. Yeah. We even
Very cool.
have so I do live lectures twice a week and they're usually on a topic. And we have a gold membership, which gives you access to even more of the community and over 300 hours of lectures and content. So we
Wow.
got a lot of stuff, man, for people. And you want to be around people that's just talking business. Your
Right.
family, they not gonna understand when you walking around the house trying to think of 3 good upsells. Like they're not gonna
Right.
get it. But people who are in your shoes will definitely understand and give you feedback and things like that.
Right. And so, to everyone watching, couple things. First, feel free to pop any questions you have into the comments here. We'll try and address a few. I know I have a few for Ty. Also, the link to that course, you are doing a discount that was like over what is that, $296 off for a week.
For a week.
That link is in the comments. It's also in the description of the video and will be emailed to you along with the replay. But just wanted to make sure people knew where that would be found.
Perfect.
Um, so as people are maybe popping questions in there, Ty, I wanted to ask a couple things that came up. Like as a content creator, I've talked to a lot of creators like this. So you'll show up to a shoot with an iPhone,
In the beginning, I did.
right?
You got to start somewhere. I've gotten B-roll on an iPhone. I'll film
Right,
and grab B-roll on an iPhone all day. It's happened. I've dropped it in, and clients never notice.
right. And so maybe like with those beta clients, that's also a good place to get started in that realm.
If you don't have a camera, listen. If you're solving a problem, no, nobody cares what tools you use. We as content creators look at that and think about that.
I get nervous about like the optics of that,
I mean, think
showing up
about
with
it. When you got a milkshake from McDonald's, did you care what the machine was?
no,
Do you care what wrench your mechanic used to tighten up your tires? You just wanted the job done. So most don't care.
right,
If you show a client your demo reel and it talks about and it shows great content and you show up with whatever, they're gonna be like, that's a wow, you did it with that. Okay, let's shoot. They're not gonna say stop. I demand my money back. They're gonna say, we've seen what you've done, and if you're doing it with that, let's do it.
right,
Yeah.
right. That's so cool. And so, also I did want to kind of ask, this is somewhat pertinent to the course, but also just in general. So people going into this, they don't need to necessarily have a business figured out or exactly what they want. That's what the course is for, right?
Correct. We're gonna
Help you
help you.
figure all of that.
Yep, we're gonna help you determine what your niche is, and we give you tools to look at your area, like whatever country you're in, whatever city you're in, whatever county you're in. I have people who've bought the course in Ghana, who've bought the course in the Caribbeans, who've bought the course in Sweden. One of my guys I love talking to is in Italy. People have people buy the course all over. We're gonna show you how to establish the business, why you should do certain things. Again, my job is not to teach you specifically, what to think, but how to think about things, because your niche may be completely different than somebody else's. If you're doing
Right.
photography or videography, your path may be different, and I want to lay it out for you so you understand this is what you need to achieve. Here are your options.
Right. And to kind of follow up, though, it sounds like still, though, I kind of know the answer to this question because you blew my mind a couple times today already. If you do have a business, if you are in a good position, it sounds like you're still offering a lot of value here as far as how to structure your business.
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
little things. Okay, this is what the biggest complaint I get from people who take the course who have a business. They're like, I gotta tear up everything and go back. That's the biggest complaint. Like, I never
Get
thought
started
about
over.
half the think about it. If you have a
Yeah.
business and your business name is Turner Studios, and you decide that, in the beginning you're trying to do business for everybody. I do photo video, and then you understand the value of having a niche. And your niche is working with landscaping companies. Your name isn't super appealing to those clients. And I also tell you in the course, and I'll give you a tidbit, never use your name, because you may get to the point where you're hiring help and your client is going to expect Mr. Turner at every single shoot. You
Ah,
may get to the point where you're like, I'm sending a crew out, I'm going back to sleep. And they're going to be like, where they feel gypped. They feel, where is he at? So I never suggest naming your brand after yourself. What if you want to sell the company? Then what? So, you know, again, you got to think of content. It holds equity. There's equity involved in your brand, your business. You may want to sell it. A lot of people don't think about that. Like, man, I never thought about that. But if you got, 500 subscription-based clients that are paying every month, your company is more valuable than you think. You may want to sell that company, or somebody may approach you to buy out that company. And
right.
if they buy John Smith Photography, clients are going to be like, well, where's John Smith?
Right.
So I tell you to stay away from that.
That's so interesting because I've been advised, and it's out there too. There's like the influencer route to building a company, and it's all name it after yourself, name it after yourself, name it. So it's refreshing to hear very clear justification why to do it the other way, because I feel like a lot of people are caught up in the me brand
Right. Think about it
now.
like this. If you were, let's say I'm looking for a company to film my kids, or like film a soccer game, hypothetically. Um and you were John Smith Videography or Video Goals, something like that, something soccer content creator, and I had to choose between the two, which is just instantly, which is more appealing to you?
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't look, the name don't tell me what you do. I
Right.
don't, it doesn't help push you in the direction of a yes. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where the other name alone, we're talking about a $7 domain. We're talking about just being aware of what you should name the company alone will bring you 15 to 30% more clients. Like, it's a lot of little things like that, that when you add them together, you go from, I wasn't able to get a sale, only people I know, to I'm turning down business. I just don't have time.
Right.
Like I got to scale or something.
Right.
That's a good problem to have. I,
Yeah, that's a great.
I
That's a
like that.
problem we all want.
I like that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty, I think we got to wrap it up here
Mhm.
just for time and everything. But appreciate so much your thinking and just your philosophy and offering this time here for everyone viewing. Just to restate a couple things again, there will be replays of this, and there will be. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to distract if you were showing something on your screen there.
Oh no, I was just, I was just posting.
Oh,
I was just posting a little information there.
oh, cheers,
Yeah,
cheers.
you're good. You're
Um,
good. Go for
you're
it.
good. And then Ty's course is available both through the link here on in the description of the video and in the comments. And what else was? Oh, if you like, sorry, Ty blew my mind in so many ways. I'm struggling to wrap this thing up. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe to the Discover channel. You can find Ty at flashfilmacademy.com. Is that the same on Instagram and all the social platforms as well?
Correct. Correct.
Cheers. And I did want to ask you just one more question before we call it quits today. Do you have any last little parting advice for those starting out on their content creation journey here?
Sure, sure. If I may, I think Betty asked a really good question, and I want to wrap my ending into that.
Yeah.
She asked for businesses that are already doing phone
Oh,
videos for themselves. How do you answer that question? What is your video going to do that mine don't? I love that
ooh,
question. That
ooh.
is a question that makes my mouth water. Okay, let me tell you what our content here at a business that specializes in working with businesses like yours will do. One, we have the experience to understand what your target audience want. We have the experience to understand what works with your target audience, and we work in a world where our videos have created results for other companies. You can kind of guess what your video and hope what you're going to get some out of your video, or you can have us tell a story in a way that appeals to your target audience.
Mm,
That's what you get from us. Great storytellers. You get content designed to get results, and you get a company that has experience with working with your target audience. Completely different than somebody just shooting and hoping.
mm.
So that's a way you can put it, maybe nicer than I said it, but you
Right.
understand, the gist of it. So what the thing that I want to tell people before I finish and tell and leave out is the business side is way more valuable than the prettiness of it. It's extremely valuable because you can go and rent gear. You can't rent a website. You can't rent your systems and processes. You can't rent your onboarding process. You can't rent asking the right questions and understanding what clients want. You can't rent understanding what's valuable. You can't rent upsells. You can't rent what's in here. You can rent anything else you hold. So don't get caught up in, the gear. For the price of a cheap lens, really a really cheap lens, we offer courses that can help you buy all the glass and cameras you want. Because if your first camera didn't pay for your second camera, you're not doing something right. If you got to go to work and put it on a credit card and that first camera didn't cover the second one, we gotta brush up the business side of it. We got to get you better at attracting clients, closing clients, and taking them through the whole process. A lot of people lose clients because it's too hard to pay for stuff. I don't want to work hard to give you my money. I want a self-checkout. And that's what look at what Walmart's doing. Self-checkouts makes it easier for you to spend your money. It takes out people standing in line and swiping, and it makes it easy for you to get in and get out. They're trying to make it easier for you to spend your own money. And that's what clients want today. So learn the business side. Just focus on it. It'll pay for all the gear you want. I promise you. It's done that for me. I got too much stuff, as you can see.
Look I love that. Well, Ty, thank you so much. Everyone watching, please hop in the comments. Thank Ty for his time and his wisdom here. Hope to have you again. Appreciate everything you're offering. And I hope we have a wonderful day, man. And to the viewers, you as well.